Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I'm your host, İlham Məmmədov. Now, first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. The second meeting of the Azerbaijan-Kazakhstan Supreme Interstate Council was held in Astana. President İlham Əliyev and President Kasım-Jomart Tokayev attended the meeting. President İlham Əliyev received Yaqub Eyyubov and presented him the Istiqlal Order. President İlham Əliyev arrived in the Republic of Kazakhstan for a state visit on October 20th. A guard of honor was lined up for the Azerbaijani president at Astana International Airport. President İlham Əliyev was welcomed by President of Kazakhstan, Kasım-Jomart Tokayev. The Guard of Honor marched in front of the two leaders to the accompaniment of a military march. On October 21st, an official welcome ceremony was held for the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, at the Akorda Presidential Palace in Astana, Kazakhstan.
A guard of honor was lined up for President İlham Əliyev at the Akorda Presidential Palace. President of Kazakhstan, Kasım-Jomart Tokayev, welcomed President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev. Members of the Kazakhstani delegation were introduced to President İlham Əliyev, while members of the Azerbaijani delegation were introduced to President Kasım-Jomart Tokayev. The Chief of the Guard of Honor reported to the Azerbaijani president. The national anthems of Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan were performed. The presidents reviewed the Guard of Honor. The heads of state posed together for photographs.
President Ilham Aliyev held a one-on-one meeting with President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev in Astana.
Welcoming President Ilham Aliyev, President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev expressed his honor and pleasure at receiving the head of our state on a state visit to Kazakhstan. President of Kazakhstan emphasized the significance of the visit in strengthening the strategic and allied ties between the two countries, highlighting the brotherly relations between the peoples. President Tokayev noted Azerbaijan's growing international influence under President Ilham Aliyev's leadership and stressed the importance Kazakhstan places on expanding cooperation, especially in political, economic and trade sectors. President Ilham Aliyev thanked President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev for the invitation and warm hospitality. The head of our state expressed appreciation for the kind remarks about Azerbaijan and affirmed the mutual respect between the two nations. President Ilham Aliyev praised Kazakhstan's progress under President Tokayev's leadership, noting its socio-economic development and internal stability. The head of our state affirmed Azerbaijan's support for Kazakhstan's reforms and modernization efforts and reiterated the commitment to deepening cooperation across all areas. President Ilham Aliyev added that ongoing talks in the Supreme Interstate Council session would help shape the future course of their partnership.
The Middle Corridor Development Joint Project was presented with the participation of President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and President of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev.
The heads of state received detailed information about the project. The Middle Corridor, as the main transport logistics route connecting China and Central Asian countries with European states, plays a strategic role in strengthening regional and intercontinental trade. It was noted that shipments from China to Azerbaijan are steadily increasing and are projected to triple by 2030 compared to current levels, further underscoring the project's importance. The heads of state were also informed about specific steps and initiatives aimed at increasing the efficiency and competitiveness of the Middle Corridor.
The second meeting of the Azerbaijan-Kazakhstan Supreme Interstate Council was held in Astana. President Ilham Aliyev and President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev attended the meeting. Saying that this format of interaction between the two countries highlights the special status of Kazakh-Azerbaijani relations, which rest on a foundation of trust and mutual support, President of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev said the Council served as an effective platform for developing coordinated decisions in all areas of bilateral cooperation. Azerbaijan is a special country and a fraternal state for Kazakhstan. We are bound together by shared historical roots, a rich spiritual and cultural heritage, and ultimately a common mentality, outlook on things and the development of the situation. And it is on this unshakable foundation that we're successful at developing our multifaceted cooperation, said President of Kazakhstan. Attaching exceptional importance to the state visit, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev said he was very pleased that they were finding common ground on all key issues on the agenda, whether these are bilateral cooperation or international relations, saying that it is quite symbolic that the visit is taking place in the year marking the 20th anniversary of the Treaty on Strategic Partnership and Allied Relations between the two countries. The President of Kazakhstan said over these years they have established an active political dialogue and created a solid legal framework for the continued development of trade, economic, cultural and humanitarian cooperation, and such comprehensive and consistent work was fully supported by the citizens of both countries. I would like to particularly note the historic significance of the declaration on the peaceful settlement of the conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. As U.S. President Donald Trump rightly noted, despite being in a very strong position, you chose to sign such an important document which suggests the special position and confidence of Azerbaijan and the Azerbaijani people led by you in their potential, said Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, saying that he was pleased with the complete alignment of their views on the topics of discussion and with their shared commitment to strengthening allied cooperation. President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev congratulated Kassym-Jomart Tokayev and the entire fraternal people of Kazakhstan on the great successes in the country's notable socio-economic development and the enhancement of Kazakhstan's role and authority in the international arena. We, as your friends and brothers, sincerely rejoice in this and are confident that under your leadership, Kazakhstan will continue to follow the path of development and the implementation of an independent foreign policy based on national interests. I would also like to express my gratitude for your assessment of the peace process in the South Caucasus region. Throughout the many years of occupation of our lands, Kazakhstan consistently expressed support for Azerbaijan's sovereignty and territorial integrity, both bilaterally and through signed documents, as well as through Kazakhstan's position in international organizations. We have always felt this support and are very grateful for that. Today, a new stage is beginning. I would even say that it has already begun, an era of peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The initialing of a peace agreement less than 2 years after the last clashes testifies to the fact that both countries have demonstrated a significant level of political will, and of course the role of US President Donald Trump in the normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia deserves the highest recognition. The Washington summit on August 8th effectively put an end to the long-standing conflict, opening up great prospects for development, including in the broader regional context of the Eurasian continent. I would also like to express my gratitude for the support in the restoration of the Karabakh region. The Kurmangazi Children's Creativity Center is now fully operational. We inaugurated it together, and we are very grateful for Kazakhstan's gift in the development and restoration of the Karabakh region. Around 100 children are currently studying at the center. Of course, in addition to its practical functionality, it serves as yet another hub for Kazakh-Azerbaijani friendship, said President Ilham Aliyev. A ceremony for the exchange of Azerbaijan-Kazakhstan documents took place in Astana with the participation of President Ilham Aliyev and President Kasım-Jomart Tokayev. First, Presidents Ilham Aliyev and Kasım-Jomart Tokayev signed the joint statement of President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and President of the Republic of Kazakhstan Kasım-Jomart Tokayev on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty on Strategic Partnership and Allied Relations between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Republic of Kazakhstan, the decision number 1 of the second meeting of the Supreme Interstate Council of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Republic of Kazakhstan on strengthening bilateral cooperation, and the decision number 2 of the second meeting of the Supreme Interstate Council of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Republic of Kazakhstan on the approval of the Charter of the Council of Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Republic of Kazakhstan. Following the signing, the Azerbaijan-Kazakhstan documents were exchanged. Azerbaijan's Minister of Economy Mikhail Japarov and Kazakhstan Minister of Justice Yerlan Sersanbayev exchanged the agreement on cooperation in the field of industrial property protection between the government of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Energy Parviz Shahbazov and Kazakhstan Minister of Energy Yerlan Akenjanov exchanged the agreement on strategic partnership in the field of energy between the government of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Foreign Affairs Ceyhun Bayramov and Kazakhstan Minister of Internal Affairs Yerzhan Sadenov exchanged the agreement on cooperation between the Ministry of Internal Affairs of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of Internal Affairs of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Foreign Affairs Ceyhun Bayramov and Chairman of the Agency for Strategic Planning and Reforms of the Republic of Kazakhstan Aset Irgaliyev exchanged the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in the Field of Statistics between the State Statistical Committee of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Agency for Strategic Planning and Reforms of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Foreign Affairs Ceyhun Bayramov and Kazakhstan's Prosecutor General Berik Asilov exchanged the Memorandum on Cooperation between the Prosecutor General's Office of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Prosecutor General's Office of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Foreign Affairs Ceyhun Bayramov and Kazakhstan Minister of Healthcare Akmaral Alnazarova exchanged the Memorandum of Understanding and Cooperation in the field of healthcare between the Ministry of Health of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of Healthcare of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Digital Development and Transport Rashad Nabiev and Chairman of the Board of Kazakhstan Samruk Kazina National Welfare Fund Joint Stock Company Nurlan Jakupov exchanged the memorandum of cooperation between the Samruk Kazina Joint Stock Company and the Azerbaijan Transport and Communication Holding. Azerbaijan's Minister of Economy Mikhail Jabbarov and Chairman of the Board of Kazakhstan Samruk Kazina National Welfare Fund Joint Stock Company Nurlan Jakupov exchanged the framework agreement on the establishment of a joint investment mechanism between the Samruk Kazina Azerbaijan Investment Holding Investment Fund LLC and the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Digital Development and Transport Rashad Nabiev and Kazakhstan Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Artificial Intelligence and Digital Development Jaslan Madiev exchanged the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in the field of public service delivery between the State Agency for Public Service and Social Innovations under the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of Artificial Intelligence and Digital Development of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Digital Development and Transport Rashad Nabiev and Kazakhstan Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Artificial Intelligence and Digital Development Jaslan Madiev exchanged the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in the field of artificial intelligence between the Ministry of Digital Development and Transport of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of Artificial Intelligence and Digital Development of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Azerbaijan's Minister of Economy Mikhail Jabbarov and Chairman of Kazakhstan Agency for Protection and Development of Competition Marat Omarov exchanged the Memorandum on Mutual Understanding and Cooperation in the field of competition policy between the State Agency for Anti-Monopoly and Consumer Market Control under the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Agency for Protection and Development of Competition of the Republic of Kazakhstan. President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and President of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev made press statements. President Ilham Aliyev and President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev visited the Ilham.ai International Artificial Intelligence Center in Astana. President Ilham Aliyev was briefed on the center, which was established earlier this year. The center was created to promote innovation and the development of artificial intelligence technologies across all spheres of Kazakhstan public and economic life. The public space operating within the center aims to attract 10,000 talented individuals annually. It is planned to host forums on the latest achievements in artificial intelligence, expert meetings and open lectures, as well as job fairs, hackathons and startup competitions focused on AI. The center also features the Tomorrow School, which provides free education in artificial intelligence without requiring prior programming knowledge, and an AI campus designed to accelerate startups. Through the advancements of cutting-edge technologies and the formation of a sustainable entrepreneurship ecosystem, the center plans to launch 100 new artificial intelligence startups annually. The main objective of the research laboratories established here is to develop and support scientific research in artificial intelligence, promote innovation, and create advanced technologies. 10 scientific research projects are planned to be implemented annually in these laboratories. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev concluded his state visit to the Republic of Kazakhstan on October 21st. A guard of honor was lined up for the Azerbaijani president at Astana International Airport. President Ilham Aliyev was seen off by President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev. On October 22nd, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev received Margus Tsakna, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Estonia.
The foreign minister congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on the achievements attained in Washington regarding the advancement of the peace agenda between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The head of state expressed his gratitude for the congratulations, highlighting the special role of U.S. President Donald Trump in this process. President Ilham Aliyev noted that the agreements reached at the Washington meeting are of historical significance and emphasized the importance of establishing a transport link between mainland Azerbaijan and its Nakhchivan region. The Estonian foreign minister underscored that Azerbaijan's permission for the transit of grain imported by Armenia from Kazakhstan through Azerbaijani territory is a significant step toward the normalization of Armenia-Azerbaijan relations. The minister stated that he arrived in Azerbaijan with a large business delegation and noted that a business forum was held in Baku, expressing hope that such events would boost the development of economic and trade relations between the two countries. He mentioned Estonia's support for Azerbaijan's relations with the European Union and NATO and praised the positive momentum in the development of Azerbaijan-EU relations. President Ilham Aliyev fondly recalled his meetings with the President of the European Council, Antonio Costa, and President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, in Tirana and Copenhagen, noting that new prospects for cooperation between Azerbaijan and the European Union have opened in energy, transport, connectivity, and other areas. Margus Tsakna also extended congratulations on the successful hosting of COP29 in Azerbaijan, emphasizing that the event had produced significant outcomes in advancing the international climate agenda. During the conversation, they exchanged views on issues of mutual interest.
President Ilham Aliyev received Yaqub Eyyubov and presented him the Istiqlal Order.
Hörmətli Yaqub müəllim, ilk növbədə sizi qarşıdan gələn yubileyiniz münasibətilə
Welcoming Yaqub Eyyubov, President Ilham Aliyev congratulated him on his upcoming birthday and wished him good health and new success, noting that he has made a significant contribution to Azerbaijan's development while serving in various responsible positions over many years. The head of state added, as they both knew, nationwide leader Heydar Aliyev always had great confidence in him. In the 1970s, he appointed you to responsible positions at a young age, confidence that you fully lived up to. That is why, following the restoration of independence, when the nationwide leader returned to power in 1993 at the will of the people, he again entrusted you with important responsibilities, reaffirming his confidence in you. By his order, you were appointed First Deputy Prime Minister, a position you have held ever since. Over the 22 years of my presidency, I have likewise expressed my confidence in you on numerous occasions, reappointing you to the same position after each presidential election. Today, as I present you with the State Award, I want to say that I am satisfied with your work. You have served the state and the homeland with dedication and loyalty, said President Ilham Aliyev.
Təltif eləmişəm və icazə verin bu yüksək ordeni sizə təqdim edim. Təbrik edirəm sizi.
Expressing his gratitude to the head of state for the high appreciation of his work, Yaqub Eyyubov shared memories related to nationwide leader Heydar Aliyev, noting that he had always strived to live up to the trust shown to him by both the nationwide leader and President Ilham Aliyev. He emphasized that under the leadership of the head of state, Azerbaijan's territorial integrity and sovereignty had been fully restored, saying, "You are a visionary personality who restored Azerbaijan's lands. What seemed impossible has been accomplished through your exceptional leadership. You are a great, highly capable, and a truly outstanding leader, which is why the entire nation and the world admires and takes pride in you." Emphasizing that receiving the Istiqlal Order is a great honor, Yaqub Eyyubov said, "I will never forget this for the rest of my life and will continue to the best of my abilities to serve you and our state with complete dedication."
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.